Hello, everybody. It's Mark Ling here, and I've got with me a guy who is from South America, English from Chile. English is his second language, and he's in a third world country where 500 US dollars a month is the average salary. Yet his best day so far with this system that we're about to talk about is $15,083. That's his best day, and making over $1,000 or several $1,000s per day, every day. It's absolutely incredible. But it's not just what he's making that's incredible. It's his whole background of how he's gotten into this in the first place, because he didn't have money to spend to have this business going, and English is his second language. So how do you write ads in English that go so well when English isn't your second language? So let's find out all about that right here. So first of all, welcome along, Francisco.
Hey man, thank you very much for having me, and it was quite a good introduction. So very grateful for being here.
Thanks so much for being here. You've really got a truly inspirational background to how you got into this and how you're doing so well. Firstly, what are your two main reasons? Because I see in my notes here that you gave us a couple of reasons why you were so driven to make sure that you succeeded no matter what. What are your two main whys?
Yeah, for sure. Main part of my big drive and why I work so hard, because most of the people from my age, for the people that don't know me, I'm 21 years old, so everyone is partying and all that good stuff. But yeah, I have been working very hard because I really wanted to give my family a good life. We're not poor, but I wanted my fathers and my mother, my brothers experience good stuff in life and have the ability to just live a very good life and do the things that money can bring. And that's a big part of what I'm doing this. And the other part, it's really because I really wanted to become a very good version of myself. I work very hard in all aspects. I try to keep my friends very healthy. I go to the gym every day, and I just really try to do good. I try to help as many people as I can, and really just have led a good legacy. And yeah, I'm from Chile, and I'm trying to do my best every day, and it has bring good results in the business, and I'm very grateful for that, really.
It sounds to me like you've got a growth mindset. There's a psychologist called Carol Dweck who wrote a book on mindset, and she found over and over again the people that succeed the most in life tend to be people that have that mindset where you believe in your own ability to always keep improving, and that's where I can tell from your passion, you seem to gain the most joy out of improvement. I think that's probably stood you in good stead.
Yeah, that's very accurate, because this is not my first business. It's the first one that I got a huge success in terms of revenue and profit and all that good stuff. But online, yeah, this is my big breakthrough, of course. But yeah, I will try to I'm from Chile, and I had to I just started with 3K, and even if I go a little bit early, I started growing the capital. But I have always tried this entrepreneurship thing and try to be creative and find ways to find a way, really, and try to make my dreams reality, really.
Well, I know that you've tried to make money online before this. You started as a 16-year-old trying to do it with Amazon, and I know a lot of people that have made over $1 million on Amazon, but I also know that it's got difficulties because you have to buy so much inventory, and if you pick the wrong product and you've had to buy all this inventory, you can lose a lot of money as well if you don't do it. If you don't get it right and you don't have enough budget. So sounds like you had trouble with Amazon, so you lost a lot of money with that particular model, yet you bounced back and did well with this model. How did it feel though like you just have a strong mindset to be able to do that and come back.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go, business doesn't work for me, I'm just going to get a job. Why did you come back and go, no, this hasn't worked for me yet, but I'm still able to make something else work?
Yeah, and you really like remember like my first time like trying this online business, because it was Amazon FBA, like my first kind of like online business. I bought a course and I shipped the product from Alibaba to all this thing. I did the whole process and I lost everything. Like I had to just like sell all my inventory. I didn't even like break even, but I was in a mindset where I just really put me in like a zero options mentality. Like that capital that I used for Amazon FBA, I managed I did like a small project, and I managed to save a little bit of money and use for that. And then I lost everything. And I say like, well, this if there's people like having success with this, it's not that I'm like the business doesn't work. It's like I had to learn a little bit more, and maybe it was like the real time. But I always have faith, and I always believe that if I keep trying this whole thing, it will start to manifesting in my life. So that's what I did. Like the thing that Gary and Rob say, that like you never quit, like you always hear that, but if you really apply it into your life, like it's really inspiring to really see that it's true. Like it happens, it could happen, like everything that you can imagine. So that's like, and for me it was like a little bit difficult because I was from another country. English was not like my main language and all that good stuff. So I feel like a good example that like there is no excuses to this business model.
No, I mean, I definitely find a really common mindset amongst people that go from nothing to becoming online millionaires is that they never quit. So some people think, well, eventually you're going to have to quit, right? But the problem is if you actually go down every path and you keep going at it, sooner or later you actually do find success, because it's actually it's a very, very viable and strong business model. And there are thousands of people making good money on the internet. In fact, probably over millions. So it's really, really important that you've got that mindset where you're not afraid to dream. Like some people, over many years of working dollars per hour, they get in a mindset of this is my ceiling, or this is the ceiling on everybody's income. You're lucky in that you're a little bit younger, so you're not afraid to dream that this is possible. And I get from talking to you that you don't actually have a ceiling. Like there is no top. Like you didn't seem to find a problem when you started making money, breaking through and scaling up and making a lot more. Do you think that being a bit of a dreamer, willing to dream, has helped you?
Yeah, man. I think that's like a very good point that you get there, because really, for example, like we can talk about like my biggest day and all that good stuff, but it happens to me like before I have like an interview where I like achieved like my first breakthrough, because I made like 2K a day. And then like from there I'd say like, well, if there's people doing like 60K a day, for sure that I can do it too. Like there is no limits on this to like it. Like what I think it's like, if there is the possibility to make like 60K, why are you going to get comfort with 10K? So when I achieve like 2K, I just try to keep working hard so I can keep pushing like the wheel and try to get bigger numbers. And then when I achieve 15K a day, yeah, it feels very good. Like it was like a huge achievement, but I didn't stop there. Like I wanted to keep on that like 5-figure days. Of course, then it come like cash flow issues and all that good stuff. But really, I have been maintaining my days between like 8K and 5K, and trying to get to 10K consistent. But what I'm trying to say is like, you want to get like keep achieving for more, man. Like keep dreaming big, and there is no reason to like getting short in your goals. Like
so when you tried to raise money so that you could spend money to run ads, you went ahead and bought a bunch of dumbbells and sold them to people at gyms. What gave you that idea?
Yeah, man, that's like, if we talk about breakthroughs, that was like my first breakthrough really, like in my life, because it was, I made the dumbbells. Like,
You made the dumbbells.
uh,
That's really creative.
yeah, 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 I made it because I have always been like, and this gym mentality has helped me a lot with building this discipline, because I apply a lot of what I learn in the gym to this business model. So that's what I always recommend to people. But what I did was, here in Chile, we went from lockdown, like whole lockdown. So gym got closed, very strict regimen. And, and I wanted to build a gym in my house, but everything got very expensive. Like the price like got like for 5x or something. So I was thinking like, how can I build my gym? And I put like a budget, and I say, yeah, okay, I'm going to spend like 1.5K in gym equipment. And even with that, I make a decent. So I thought like, why will I not build this? Like, why I can find a way to build this thing and like the gym equipment with other materials, so it can like serves the same purpose. And that's when I started like searching on YouTube, like ways to do dumbbells, and I find like some Indian guys doing this stuff, and I say, okay, I'm the most not handy guy in the world. Like I cannot do anything with my hands, but I say, okay, I would try. And I built this gym. I made like with concrete, with this like molds, and I start building with all this stuff. And then I started selling, and I put it on my Instagram, and I sold like, I made like 3K in a week, and that's was like a good money for me, because I was just starting out, and I keep going to that
over
business.
in Chile, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, really, man.
Chile, that's over. That's a few months' wages for some people. That's incredible.
Yeah. It's very incredible. Yeah.
Again, that's that mindset of I've got a problem, I'll find a way. I think there's so many people out there that want things handed to them, and you can only do so much handing to someone before someone has to decide, I'm gonna choose myself, and that I'm gonna choose myself, and I'm gonna make it happen, and no one's gonna hand everything to me. I might get some clues here and there, but that's what you've done. You've gone ahead, and no one's told you to go and start selling dumbbells. You've chosen yourself, and you've come up with a way. There's always, and that's what it is. It's not necessarily rocket science what you've done. It's just simply that you have that attitude that you will make it happen no matter what. I think that's really inspiring. Like, and it'll stand you in good stead. But I hope that other people take that lesson away from this. Okay, so let's look at the specifics of what you're doing. You are running ads, right? Video ads that go to a landing page that promote an affiliate offer. And you're doing this for multiple affiliate offers, and you keep testing different offers, different ads, and so forth. Am I correct so far? That's how it works?
Yeah, 100%. That's
right.
Exactly
so
what I'm
how
doing.
Did you find writing ads? I know you're using Keegan's method, so you've got his templates and so forth, but if English is your second language, how did you find writing ads? How did you find that went for you? Like, did you find that there were any troubles early on, or did it all flow pretty easily?
Well, like at the beginning, like I was trying some scripts, and I sent it to some friends, and they found like a lot of like grammar issues. So I was starting to use like Grammarly and all that stuff. But yeah, I still kind of like, I couldn't recognize a grammar mistake. So what I did was like, okay, I just use Grammarly and try to use the template and try to make it like as congruent as possible with the offer. And yeah, at the beginning it was like a little bit difficult, but then I tried to, like, for example, I send them some scripts to my English professor, from high school, and he like reviewed in terms of grammar.
Perfect.
And yeah, like as you say, it's like a term of like attitude, because okay, I have this issue, but this will not stop me for achieving like my
No.
breakthrough. So I just find a way to like use these tools, Grammarly, talk to my professor so they can review the thing. And yeah, I went keep testing that way, and it worked, man. So
yeah, I mean, just for people that don't know, Grammarly is a tool. It's kind of like if you used Microsoft Word and used their grammar checker. You could use Grammarly on anything. Like you could put it on a notepad and put it, and Grammarly can just fix your grammar for you. Just for people that don't know, so it's automatic. But going to your English professors, other people, if they don't have an English professor, they could go ahead and jump on a Facebook group for writers or something like that, or Facebook group for people that do ads, that write ads. And then you can just post it to the group and say, hey, English is my second language. I've written this ad. Please be kind to me, but could anyone tell me if this reads really well in English? And then someone will just go and fix it for you. That's just, it's easy, but you just got to be willing to do that if English is your second language. Ask for a little help. It's pretty straightforward.
There's always a way.
There's always a way. Yeah. What are there any psychological principles about writing ads that you've noticed to be very important in order to get people that are going to possibly buy the product to click on your ad?
Well, yeah, I think that's like a very good point, because we all know that scripts are like the most important part of the business right now, because we're trying to like persuade people with our copy. So I have been trying to like study a lot of that. I listen to podcasts and all that. And from what I learned, it's like you have your script, and the video itself cannot be like very good, but if the script is like powerful, it could sell like very well. But the other thing that it's important is that you really need to like focus, like have like a good template, but then have a very strong hook, so you can unqualify people that will not be buyers, and qualify like at the same time the people that will buy. So that you want to do that like that as soon as possible, so you don't have wasting money on people that will, for example, watch the ad but don't click, and you will even get charged. So I think like think a lot of like the hook, and try to think of your audience in terms of like your prospect, and it's like a good tip for everyone to follow. So
okay, so a hook for people is something that just makes the ad feel different, right? And then, like you said, to qualify the audience, you probably got to make some sort of promise or ask them about their problem. So for instance, I'll just give a couple of examples and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, so this new sour liquid helps restore your gut health. Sorry, it's not the best. I'm just coming up with off the top of my head for someone that's got, say, constipation issues. This new sour liquid helps people have efficient bowel movements or something. Like you want to have the promise, and you want to have the hook would be the sour liquid, right?
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to do it for a problem, you might say, have you got a dog? Have you got a problem with your dog digging up the front lawn? ? So then at least, but you're calling out the problem, but that one doesn't have a hook in it. So you'd probably almost want to say, there's a new such and such method that stops dogs from digging up the lawn, I guess. Am I right? Like I'm trying to think of this off the top of my head. Like you're trying to use a hook in the sentence at the same time as perhaps providing some sort of a promise that's going to only get people that want that promise to keep watching, and those that don't want that promise probably won't keep watching your ad.
And that's it's a very good point, because in that kind of sense, like you were doing like a very good job with the hook itself. Like it has some curiosity factor or something, that it's like something new and you are calling out to the problem. The only thing that I will add to that is that what has been working very good for me, it's like have like a visual thing that it's very like very pattern how we have done like in Facebook and all that stuff. And if you combine those two things, you will have like a very good CTR and low CPC.
I get you. When you say a visual thing, you don't mean in words, you mean on screen. What's showing on the screen will make people look at this and keep watching it as well. So yeah, it makes people curious. So if it was a dog training thing, you could find a dog that perhaps there's two dogs on either side. One's digging, and then the other one, the dog's just looking and not digging. Or it could be something that makes them curious, like someone drinking some sour liquid like that or something. Or it could be anything. It could be a cartoon picture that shows some zooming in on their gut and their intestines showing up over here or something. Like there's just something that makes people curious.
There is million things that you can get creative on that. The good thing on YouTube is that you have a lot more room to test more stuff and be like, don't be too much worried about shutdowns and all that stuff. So you can really focus on what makes like a affiliate great, or that's my point of view.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good thing. Like, you know, because I know you've tried Facebook ads as well and had some success there, and then you got YouTube ads though doing a lot better for you, but partly because you haven't had shutdown issues. That made life, it must make life a lot easier, just being able to just run the ads and have you know, either it works or it doesn't, I guess.
Yeah, and it's funny because the other day I was like watching like my yearly revenue from ClickBank, and I was watching like the first month of Facebook, and it even like the graph, it even didn't show up. It was so small that my revenue, like, and now it's like that way. So it's funny how like really things can change very fast, and it's just a matter of time, and you can like be in a completely different position.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you're using, just to be clear, you're using templated scripts, you're using robot voices, so the automatic computer generated voices for the videos, and you're using generated videos. So as in you're using software that automatically puts stock footage in for your videos, and then you just change out a few of the things in there, and you go to a templated landing page, one of the ones that Keegan gives you, that has a high click-through rate through to the offer. Obviously, you make your own modifications. And how long does it take you to put this together? If you've got a brand new offer to promote tomorrow, could you be promoting it tomorrow? How long does it take?
Yeah, of course, man. Like if you put in the work, really, like you can get all these creatives, like all this funnel, like complete in a day for sure. Like if you really take action that way, it can happen. But I take a little bit of time because I really want to I kind of put really in the model of being an affiliate and really trying to understand like the problem of the prospect. So I really go to the BSL and watch it long. I take notes. I put like the real problems and some phrases that they use like in the BSL, and then I try to be as much as congruent through the funnel, and I modify the really like right now I'm using like the same template, and like from the script I'm using like for every niche and just like split it and change the curiosity factor, and so it's more faster now. But I could do like, I don't know, 7 scripts and grab all the scripts and try to like just do random things, and then I test it and see if it works. Like
I am noticing several people saying similar things of those of you that are doing extremely well. You keep on mentioning that, and you're saying it too, sorry, that others are mentioning too, that you spend a bit of time trying to uncover all the problems that the prospect is going through. And it's not that every single problem needs to be listed, but you want to know and get a good picture of it, because some of those are more important than others. And if you mention it in your ad, it's probably helping your conversion rates to get more people to go get to the sales page, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because for sure that maybe you can go like and grab some email swipes and you can come up with the email swipes, but for me, like I really want to understand like the deep inside problem and the fears, all this, so I can use it, so it will be like a more powerful script. And the other thing that I do, because sometimes maybe I need to jump on a niche that it's totally like brand new for me. I don't know like nothing about the niche. I watch the BSL, I understand the problem. And for example, tinnitus, I didn't even know what that is. So I went to Amazon and read reviews. So you like get submerged in this, like all these niche, and you put in like in the prospect shoes really. So you can have like a very good winner, like a strong one. Because for now, I have been running like 24 days without a negative day. Like it's been
That's
very,
fantastic.
very yeah.
Okay, so you've shared so much on today's call. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, you've given a lot of specifics about how to go about, really capturing the right audience in the ads, uncovering their problems, the whole sort of 3-step strategy and how it all works. But also from a mindset perspective, I think sometimes it's underrated. And I think that's the number one takeaway is you're just naturally, well, I don't know if it's natural or whether it's taught or whether you've taught yourself, but you've got this ID. I put these down as my notes. Like you are somebody that just, you keep on saying the words, I never quit. You keep saying that at the start of the interview. So you're someone who never quits. You're never afraid to dream big, and you see someone else can do something and you say, yeah, well, that means that I can do it. I'm a human being too. I can do it too. It's just a matter of time. And and you're also someone that when you got knocked down, you still managed to interpret that in the right way. You didn't say that means that I can no longer do this. Instead, you just said, I may have something to learn from this. That was quite a big shift, because when things don't go right, learning the lessons from it, I think that was the key. Because if you didn't and you got knocked down, you wouldn't be here today. So I think that from a mindset perspective, those were really, really good pieces of advice that you had on this call. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and I remember when you were saying this, like bad things can happen and it will happen, but like as you say, it's like the attitude that you confront like the problem. Because for example, I came from Facebook where I have to go through a lot of shutdowns to just even make like a sale or something. And then I came to YouTube, and unfortunately I made a mistake. I put like so everyone in the call who's listening, don't use like a virtual card, because you're risking the account to get shut down. And that's what's happening.
Don't use a what card? Sorry?
Virtual cards.
Butron card. Okay.
Virtual, like virtual cards. Yeah. Okay. So I use one of that. I know that there is one guy that is using this kind of, it's like a debit card, and he's working fine. But for me, it got shut down immediately. So that was like my first roadblock, because I came from Facebook to not having shutdowns in YouTube, and the first day I got shut down. So I have to find like a solution, and that's when the whole story with Chris came.
And then it's all fine. I'll just mention YouTube. If you've got if you're using PayPal or a debit card, YouTube automatically has a little bit less trust in you, because if you've got a credit card instead under your own name, the same name that matches your account, then they know that, well, if MasterCard is trusting you to give you thousands of dollars in credit on your credit card, that must mean you're a trustworthy person. We will trust you a bit more. If you've got a debit card that you picked up at your local supermarket and you just shoved a bunch of money on it, no one had to trust you for that. So we will trust you less for now. And I think that's just something worth bearing in mind for people. Always if you're running ads on YouTube, use a credit card.
Yeah. And if like, this was like a big lesson for me, because from one side it was like a mindset of like, even if I got like this shutdown that I came from Facebook, like I have another shutdown, it was like, oh man, like this is hard. Like, why it's getting so hard for me? Like, I have my friends that are doing well, and why it's happening to me? But I say like, okay, man, like don't give up, like keep trying, and this thing will, like, you will find a way. It must be
possible. Like, it's just which door do you have to go through?
So it has to be like a way to make this. So what I did was like, okay, it was like a mindset shift, but on the other side, I learned a lot from shutdowns, and I used them. And then I figured out a way to create 2 accounts, and that's like another story. But hopefully and gratefully, now I'm running on just one account. I'm running at like 5-6K a day on just one account, one campaign, and it's very good for me. So
no problems now.
Yeah, I mean, when you are having these like low days or you have these travels, like please like keep taking those daily actions that will keep you moving forward, because those will, like, the universe for me will like will prize you with something great, and that's like my mindset. And that
power of persistence that you've got. It's it's incredible. But yeah, that's why you're here. You know, the average person, they get a few obstacles and that's it. Whereas, you know, if you have to go through a few obstacles in order to achieve the dream life, it's worth it, isn't it?
It's very worth it. I can say that it's like 100% worth it, because for me, like, as I say, I'm very grateful for everything that it's happening right now. But like, it's more incredible for me. Like, I'm 21 years old and I'm like making this huge money. Like, and more than that, it's like being able to inspire people and say like, okay, if I was able to do, like, from I'm 21 years old, I have any credit card, I have to like come through a lot of shutdowns and campaigns that are not working, and finding a way to manage to keep the capital and then losing. So like, man, if you keep trying, it will work for you. Like, you just need to be consistent and always have faith that this is not like a fake interview or something. Like, it's very real, and you can do it. Like, it's just timing.
Awesome. Well, I think you've been super inspiring, and I just want to say a big thank you for taking the time. And I hope that people, at the very least, take away that inspiration to be highly, highly persistent about what they do, because the success that you have more than 100 times pays off for all of the obstacles along the way. So it's really, really such an important mindset trait to have, and it's a wonderful business model too. What would you say to anybody that was considering joining this particular program?
Well, I hear this a lot, but I can really now say, like, very confidence that this is like a great time to be here, because I think there is like a blue ocean. There is a market that is not have been like exploded yet, like as Facebook, that it's more like saturation. I think here is like you have a lot of offers, and what I could say to people is like, really be brave, and be brave of testing new things that maybe everyone is not testing yet. So getting these weird niches that you thought that maybe it's like, oh, maybe I will try just Waylo because it's like the typical thing. Just try like these weird things, because you can get success there, and be brave to test, because there is ton of opportunity, there is ton of great offers, and there is like a ton of money to be made, it like for everyone. So that's like I think everyone has, if you are watching this and you bought the course, or I don't know, but it's
or even if you're about to join a workshop or a webinar, go jump on one if there's still one there. Like I think
it will be like a lot of value there, and it's like a very good like time to be here. So hopefully you recognize that.